Somebody said Diddy looked pretty worried. Y'all get on my nerve about this Diddy stuff. Read the lawsuit. A lawsuit is nothing more than an accusation. It doesn't prove guilt or innocence. A lawsuit is also civil. It's not criminal. Let me say that again. Anybody can say anything in a lawsuit. Andrew, JM is in the building. I can't wait to get started with this live stream. If Puff beat this, his new name is Teflon Puff. What is there to beat? There are no charges that has been filed against him. What is there to beat? Feds have a 97, somebody said feds have a 97%, hold on. Feds have a 97% success rate in convictions, but there are no charges. Number one. Y'all want people to go to jail so bad. I hate the black community. I do. I hate the culture. Maybe not the community, but the culture. I genuinely hate the culture, right? Because they can't wait for you to fail. All of these fair weather friends that he had, all of the people that was supposedly down with him, all of the people that wanted to get invited to the parties, now all of a sudden ain't nobody been to a party. That's fake as hell. That's so fake. No, unless you say the neighbors has been speaking out. If you actually look at the videos that's on social media, they have jumped into the comments and said that they were trolling. The neighbors jumped into the comments of the videos that y'all saying that they speaking out about, and they're literally, if you click on their profile, it's the exact same guy that was driving past in that little old Bentley, and they were trolling. They said that they was trolling. And this is why you can't believe everything that you hear. We take sound bites without doing no research, and we automatically believe that it's true. I'm gonna get to the whole Diddy's thing in a minute. But let me say this, bro. We want so bad for people to fall. Everybody was riding with him when they was rolling with him. Everybody wanted to go to the party. Everybody was a part of his parties. His parties was legendary and all that. And now when you speak to everybody, don't nobody know nothing. Oh man, I was always leaving early. You lie. You liar. You liar. You was not leaving early. That's cap. Everybody was rocking with him. Everybody couldn't wait to go to a party. Everybody was doing everything that they wanted to do and all of that. But now all of a sudden people taking sound bites without any charges. Now, if he gets charges, then we'll go through and we'll evaluate it based off of whatever case, because I'm sure that the federal government would love to be able to make an example out of him and broadcast the case in order to make sure that they convict him. But the reality is that there has been no charges that has been filed, and people want to see you fall so bad. Y'all, listen, the community is fake. They so fake, bro. They so fake. If one thing is for sure, because let me tell you something. The one thing that I will never do, and this is the thing that they actually criticized me for on the internet previously. Pretty Boy 79 says, I think Diddy found his fake friends. Yo, the one thing that I'm never going to do is I'm never going to turn on people just for the court of public opinion. Do y'all know that that's the thing that they wanted to get at me for last summer? Last summer, it was a big brouhaha. And everybody wanted it. Man, listen, all of those people that was talking stuff, 98% of them don't even exist anymore. And if they do, they platforms is completely irrelevant. 98% of the people that was coming at me last summer and everybody had picked a side, I was right. I was 100% right. And the one thing that you cannot say, listen, you could say that you think that I'm wrong. You could say that you think that I got a difference of opinion. You could say that you stand differently as far as where you are on a political spectrum. You could say you could stand differently when it comes to how it is that I see marriage. You could say that you don't agree with me when it comes to relationships. You could say a lot of things. The one thing that you can't say, is that I'm not loyal. And if I actually rock with you, then I will never throw you under the bus publicly. Now, the conversations that we are willing to have privately, that's a completely different conversation. But I will never, ever, for somebody that I call a friend or somebody that I have a relationship with, I am never going to publicly throw you under the bus or automatically convict you in the court of public opinion just because it's popular to do so at that particular time. I can't stand fair weather friends. I can't stand fair weather fans. I can't stand people that'll turn on you on the drop of a dime just because they want to see you fall or they want to go over there and they want to have a conversation with you. Listen, I'm going to persevere. I'm going to endure. I'm going to continue to get to the bag. I'm going to continue to win. And I always, people just switch on you so fast. Have y'all ever thought for 1 second, right, that y'all are the ones that's being played when it comes to this whole Diddy conversation? And I'm going to get to it. I'm going to play the videos and I'm going to get into it and I'm going to go into the Mace thing and everything like that. Shout out to Marcella O. Marcella O came through with the fireball and said, "What up, Ton Dog?" I appreciate you, Marcella. Sugar Free Arrested came through and said, "Shout out to you." And then Andrew JM says, "If Puff beat this, his new name is Teflon Puff." Have y'all ever thought for 1 second, and let me get into my conspiracy bag before I really get into this Puff conversation. Have y'all ever thought for 1 second that this thing is could quite possibly be much bigger than Puff? If I'm Puff enemy, right? Let's say, for example, look, let's think about it, Eric. Think about it, Eric. Think about it for 1 second. Before we all just automatically convict somebody in a court of public opinion because we don't necessarily like them or we don't like the contracts that he was given to his artists. Let's think about this for a second. Let's just consider that you guys are being pawns, right? And I thought about this and I've been thinking about it over the weekend and I've been thinking about it for the last couple of days about a lot of different situations. And if I'm Puff's enemy, let's say I'm Diageo, right? Because none of us know who these mythical people are from the liquor company, for example. The ones that he went on a public battle with and a tirade with and saying that, yo, I want equity into the brand and I feel like y'all doing me wrong. And then he started filing a public lawsuit. If I want that type of thing to go away, right? And I want to make this guy fold because nobody know who is Diageo, nobody know who these owners are, right? If I want to get at you and I want to destroy you, right? What's the best way for me to be able to take you down? What's the best way for me to be able to take you down? The first thing that I have to do is get the public on my side because I know that your brand and your ability to be able to add value to me and make money for yourself is based off of what? Your public perception, your ability to market. If I remove your ability to market from you, if I can kill your name, then I don't even have to worry about you. Everything that you have as far as fighting me goes away. I don't have to fight you directly. I'm going to fight you indirectly. So if I want to take you down, regardless of how I feel about you, right? And regardless of how I feel about Diddy himself, because again, listen, I think that some things are much bigger than what's being presented to us from an optics perspective. They didn't really even do nothing over in the LA home. They didn't even get nothing out of there. If you look at the news reports and you start to look at this stuff, and you start to really look at this stuff, right? You really start to pay attention and you like, wait a minute, that was just all for show. They brought the cameras out. They made a big spectacle. They made a big brouhaha. If you don't think that they already know where Puff is and they know where, listen, it's plane trackers for every single celebrity. There's literally people that have created apps that allow for us to track Elon Musk. If you don't think that they already know where this guy is before he gets there, if you don't think that it was important for them to make a spectacle, so they had to pull up on him and make a big spectacle when he was getting on his plane in order to get his devices, come on, man. Wake the fuck up, y'all. If you think that if I want to get at somebody, and let's say I'm a big brand or something like that, let's just say hypothetically Diageo, and this guy is going on this whole rant tour and he's going on all of the biggest platforms and he's engaging the people, and he's messing up our bottom line, and he's fucking up the money, and he also wants to have these large lawsuits, and he's promoting his own brand, and it's a possibility that he can break off and take off a bunch of our business, and we got Ciroc and all of this stuff. How do I get at this guy? How do I get him? How do I destroy him? How do I make him bleed? How do I make this whole thing go away? And nobody is talking about Diageo anymore. Nobody is having a conversation about this stuff anymore. How do I make that guy suffer? How do I break him? How do I silence him? How do I prevent him from because the power of life and death, contrary to popular belief, is not whether you kill me, because if you kill me at the height of my greatness, you make me a martyr. If you kill me and you destroy me at the height of my greatness, you make me a martyr. My name lives on. Nipsey Hussle, Young Dolph. When people see Yo Gotti, all you see inside of the comments for every single video is dolphins. You make them a martyr. You make them grateful. You make them greater. Listen, remove how the fuck you think about how he's operating from a sexual perspective from your narrative, because I'm trying to tell you, listen, most of you motherfuckers inside of this chat is nasty. You not doing nothing any different. Listen, if I go and look at your Pornhub or your search history, your shit that you watching is just the same as what he was living. You probably will do the same thing. I don't give a fuck about that. That ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about. I'm talking about warfare. What is warfare? If I want to get at somebody and I want to make them suffer, and I want to make them go away, or I want to make this lawsuit go away, or I want to get my bottom line back, because it always comes back to the money. That's why it's called the Millionaire Morning Show when I do it on the morning time. It always comes back to the bread. If I want to make somebody bleed, if I want to silence them, I can do it with the power of the tongue through you. Through you. All I got to do is throw you a bone, and now listen, crack it open. Vamoose. You no longer have no power. You don't have the ability to borrow another dollar. You don't have the ability to be able to market a brand. Your businesses is now, listen, either go the fuck away and die with dignity, live the rest of your days out at 54 years old and going on with dignity, or suffer the consequences. And the quickest way for me to kill your name is to get the very people that support you to turn against you. The quickest way for me to destroy you is to destroy your reputation. Y'all haven't caught the play? I don't think that this is as simple as what it is that they presenting on the news and the optics. I believe that this is something much bigger, much greater. And the first thing that people do is the people that's closest to you, your friends, they distance themselves away from you because they got skeletons in their closet that they don't want to get out. Even if it may not necessarily be illegal, a lot of the way in which they make their money is based off of their brand, is based off of their marketing. That's why they call them influencers. And we just continue to fall for the okie doke. At the very least, look at everything and wait for evidence. Wait for them to actually present a case. Wait for them to go about doing things a certain type of way. And then we can start to mine through it and figure out whether or not it's the truth. One of the things that I'm criticizing the people, when you start to look at this whole Trump thing and you see the conspiracy that's going along there, if you don't think that, listen, you really think they give a fuck about what Trump is doing with his businesses? You really think Letitia James over in New York is losing sleep over whether or not Trump valued his businesses correctly? You think that that's what they really doing it for? You think that the Atlanta mayor and Fani Willis made a trip over to the White House, which is public information. We can all go and look at it and see that they met at the White House for 5 hours. The district attorney for Fulton County just so happened to be able to get a meeting and an invite over to the White House with the Vice President of the United States right before they filed these charges. Fuck whether he's guilty or not. Let's look at the intention and what it is that's behind it. Because anybody can have something that's levied against them that then can say, oh, okay, well, listen. you know what? He conspired. He conspired. If you don't think that the shit that's going on behind the scenes is a much bigger picture and all you believe is based off of what it is that they selling you from a news perspective, man, don't you understand that they get... One plus one don't even have to equal two for y'all. All you got to do is believe it. All you got to do is believe it. All they got to do is put out a press release. CNN didn't fucking pick it up. MSNBC didn't pick it up. ABC didn't pick it up. CNBC didn't pick it up. Fox News only talked about it for a teeny bit and they shut the fuck up. Nobody is holding Cam accountable. You don't see no Senate hearings. You don't see the Congress pulling her up and saying, hey, did you actually meet with this person? She didn't even give a statement. It was representatives in the White House that said it. And I'm supposed to just by default, not even question it, just say, oh man, Diddy is cooked. Myron did, listen, Fresh and Fitz, Myron did a live stream saying that man, what? Really? This is what we talking about? This is what we talking about. So all I got to do is do this in front of your face and you automatically believe it. Evidence don't matter. Guilty until proven innocent. Even if they filed a lawsuit and he settles, because somebody said, well, the feds, first of all, there ain't no charge. Secondly, the context behind it is most people take a plea deal. Like most people plead guilty. The conviction rate is based off of the idea that very few people actually take it to trial and have the resources to be able to defend themselves against the federal fucking government. Who can really compete against the federal fucking government? What makes you think that anybody got enough resources to compete against somebody that's using your tax dollars to make sure that they go after them? I fucking plead guilty too if the feds came after me. Don't nobody got enough money to compete against the federal fucking government. Nobody. The conviction rate, of course, is going to be over 97%. What do you think you're going to do? Drain the federal government of resources from being able to come after you and convict you? What? You sound stupid. It's not all based off of what it is that you see. Look, you know damn well Diddy is guilty. What is he guilty of? What's the charge that you're saying that he's guilty of? What's the charge that you're saying that he's guilty of? I don't wish jail on no man unless they do it, unless they're proven beyond a reasonable doubt that they are guilty of what? What are you saying he's guilty of? Y'all want a nigga to fall so bad. Y'all want some people to fail for so bad. Somebody say, this is why I'm not emotional, I'm passionate. When I speak with passion. I don't have a dog in a fight, so it's nothing for me to be emotional about. Well, why wouldn't I speak with passion on something that I really believe in? Because this is the platform that I've created for me to be able to have these uncomfortable conversations that I don't have on the Millionaire Morning Show. All I'm saying is think. It may be. I'm not saying that it is, but it's a possibility that it may be much deeper than what we just looking at it from an optics perspective. And now that we can leverage social media, I can kill you in a court of public opinion before I ever even file a charge on you. You already guilty, fam. It's so many people. Listen, Tory Lanez was guilty before they ever even filed the charge against him. He was already guilty. What the fuck is he guilty of? That's all I'm asking. If it's no longer innocent until proven guilty, then we also gonna lean into believe all women. Listen, cool, Ryan James. For every guy that a woman automatically files a lawsuit against, we gonna just say we believe it. And if it's 75 pages or more, you fucking guilty. Guilty, nigga. Y'all such hypocrites. The only time that it don't work is if it's for somebody that you like. The only time that you upset is if it's for somebody that you like. Men are so weak because they only rock out. They only rock out when it starts to touch them. Then they want to, that's why they call y'all fucking incels. Because then you get pissed because nobody is listening to you. But that's because you wasn't listening when you realized, or when we had an opportunity to really start to question and figure out whether or not it was the truth or not when it applied to other people. Because what you don't understand is that it could be anybody. It could happen to anybody. Anybody, any one of us could be thrown under the bus based off of what somebody accuses us of. We don't even have to be innocent. We don't have to be guilty. We don't have to be anything. None of it matters. The only thing that matters is what people think. I fucking hate these guys that's so weak, that's so easy. Man, listen, you're not even a man if you don't question whether or not something is right or wrong. You're not a man if you don't question it. At the very least, look at every single thing and question it. Everything. Question everything, bro. It don't matter. Y'all will never, y'all want so bad for niggas to fall anyway. You celebrate. You celebrate when people fall. You celebrate when people fall. Shit is weird, bro. Shit is weird. It's insane. Crazy. Carlton, they don't care about that part. They don't care about that part. The only thing that they care about, listen, if you start to stand on principle, not the person, if you stand on principle, then they automatically call you a defender or an apologist. This ain't about Diddy, you dumb motherfuckers. It's about the idea that any man can be accused of something and then get convicted in the court of public opinion. Do you realize that shit don't work with women? It only work with powerful men?